Grab your hats and your boots and hop on the virtual tractor with us. Today, we're embarking on a true North American farm adventure. We're going to travel across ranches and pastures to discover some of the most legendary, cool, and honestly, just incredibly tough animals living out there right now. We aren't just looking at your standard, everyday barnyard critters in this explainer. Nope, we're digging into the unique traits and, frankly, the absolute superpowers of these animals. From giants roaming the plains to quirky climbers with some seriously surprising reactions, get ready to see the farmyard in a whole new light. Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our official tractor tour map for the day's itinerary. We'll start with the giants of the pasture, move on to smart and quirky climbers, check out the cozy fleece providers, meet some powerful hooved heroes, and finally visit our feathered and buzzing friends. It's a packed schedule, so let's get this tractor in gear. Stop number 1. Giants of the pasture. We're pulling up to meet the biggest, most powerful grazers on the ranch, the cattle and bison. 7. That is exactly how many feet wide the horns of a Texas Longhorn can span. I mean, when you see a Texas Longhorn, they look like characters straight out of an old Western movie, right? But those massive horns aren't just for show. These animals are incredibly tough, and they're specially adapted to survive and really thrive out in the hot, blazing sun. Just imagine carrying a 7-foot span on your head while trying to graze. Absolutely wild. Now, what happens when you mix standard farm life with wild American heritage? Well, you take the domestic cow, the one that gives us our essentials like milk for our morning cereal and beef, and you cross it with the wild, massive American bison. Those are those powerful giants with the shaggy brown coats roaming the large ranches. So, what's the result? The buffalo. Yes, that is a real thing. I'm not making it up. It's a super cool, extra strong, and delightfully fuzzy crossbreed that literally brings the rugged durability of the bison right into the pasture. Before we rev up the engine for our next stop, we gotta let our massive pasture friends have the final word. Moo-whoa! Pass the fresh clover, please. It's a pretty simple life for these gentle giants, but man, they do some heavy lifting for our agricultural ecosystem. Let's move along to Section 2, Smart and Quirky Climbers. We're visiting the mud pits to meet animals smarter than some dogs, and climbers agile enough to scale old tractors. There is just incredible physical variation in pigs. We all know they're brilliant, and sure, they love rolling around in a cool mud bath. But check this out. Most standard pigs have cloven hooves with 2 toes. But the mulefoot hog, now what's really interesting here is its secret anatomical superpower. It has a single, solid hoof, exactly like a horse or a donkey. And hey, while we're talking about quirky pigs, we absolutely cannot forget the red wattle hog. It's this bright red pig that has these 2 funny little dangly things called wattles hanging right from its neck. Farm animals are just full of these wild surprises. Speaking of surprises, I have a question for you. Which farm animal actually faints when it gets excited? Just freezes up and falls over? It sounds like something straight out of a cartoon, but I assure you, it is 100% real. The answer? The myotonic, or fainting goat. So the crucial point here is that when these curious little mountain climbers get super excited or startled, their muscles just completely freeze up for a few seconds. They gently tip right over onto their side like a rigid, furry little statue. But don't worry, they are totally fine. It doesn't hurt them at all, and they just pop right back up. Goats are honestly just wonderfully odd. Take the La Mancha goat, for example. If you look closely at one, you'll see it has almost no external ears. Instead, it just has these tiny little folds of skin. It's absolutely fascinating how diverse these breeds can be. You just have to love the playful, chaotic energy of the goat pen. Meh, watch me jump on this hay bale? They're curious, they're hilarious, and they will literally climb on top of anything they can find. All right, moving right along to Section 3, the cozy fleece providers. We're driving the tour over to the walking sweaters of the farm to see how these animals provide yarn for our warm winter year. Here we have a wonderfully cozy family of fleece and hair providers, and they all do it just a little bit differently. First up is the Katahdin sheep. Now, unlike normal sheep that need a literal haircut or shearing every single year, the Katahdin grows a hair coat that just naturally sheds all on its own when the weather gets warm. Talk about low maintenance. Then you have the historic Navajo churro sheep. This is an incredible American heritage breed that can actually grow up to 4 horns instead of 2. Their wool is amazing and has been woven into beautiful, colorful blankets for hundreds of years. And of course, we have to mention our specialty farm stars, the alpacas. These guys are actually smaller cousins of the camel, and they grow some of the absolute softest, fluffiest fleece in the entire world. I mean, it is perfect for those cozy winter scarves. Bah! Time to spin some yarn. Let's wave goodbye to our fluffy friends because we have some serious horsepower ahead of us on the next stop. That brings us to Section 4, Powerful Hooved Heroes. Let's introduce the incredible horses and donkeys that helped early farmers pull plows and still remain amazing partners on ranches today. These incredible equines were absolutely essential to early farmers for pulling heavy plows, and they are still incredibly hardworking partners on ranches today. Take the American quarter horse. It is the undisputed sprinting champion of the horse world. They can run phenomenally fast over short distances, which makes them the absolute ultimate partners for cowboys needing to round up cattle on the range. Next, we have a total visual stunner, the American cream draft. These are gentle giants known for their striking, creamy golden coats and these piercing, beautiful amber-colored eyes. And finally, the American mammoth donkey. Now, this isn't your average little burro. This is a giant donkey breed. And here's a crazy historical fact for you. George Washington himself helped popularize this massive breed in America, specifically to help with heavy farm work. Pretty cool, right? Nay! Let's go for a gallop across the meadow. You can just feel the spirited, galloping energy of these amazing equines. But hold your horses because we're heading into the final and definitely the noisiest part of our tractor tour. Welcome to Section 5, Feathered and Buzzing Friends. We're entering the bustling barnyard ruled by birds and bugs that give us delicious breakfast eggs and sweet honey. And this brilliantly illustrates the personalities, colors, and daily habits of our classic feathered flocks. Look at the Rhode Island Red, a feisty, classic American bird that is an absolute powerhouse, laying tons of brown eggs week after week. Then there's the Narragansett Turkey, boasting these shiny, gorgeous gray and black feathers. It's a historic heritage bird that just loves to strut around the yard like it owns the whole place. And of course, the Pekin duck. That's the big, fluffy, snow-white duck you probably picture when you think of a farm, right? Just spending its days waddling around, quacking loudly, and splashing in literally every puddle it can find. But listen, we absolutely cannot leave the farm without a massive, enthusiastic shout-out to the smallest workers on the property, the honeybees. These tiny yellow and black specialty farm stars are absolute heroes. They buzz tirelessly from flower to flower, and not only are they crafting sweet, delicious honey, but they're doing the massive, absolutely critical job of pollinating our food so that farm veggies can actually grow. Without them, the whole farm ecosystem just grinds to a halt. Cluck cluck, gobble gobble, quack quack, and buzz. It's a beautifully chaotic barnyard chorus, and it perfectly caps off the informational leg of our tractor ride today. So, as we turn off the tractor engine and conclude this explainer, I want to leave you with a question to really ponder. Which legendary farmyard animal would you want to meet first? Would it be the massive, 7-foot horned Texas Longhorn, the incredibly strange fainting goat, or maybe you'd want to weave a blanket with the 4-horned Navajo Churro sheep? The farmyard is packed with superpowers, history, and science, just waiting right outside our doors. What else is hiding out there in nature for you to discover? Keep learning, keep exploring, and we'll catch you on the next one.